In the beginning, there was silence. Not the silence of emptiness, but the silence before something eternal is revealed. Before laws were written by kings, before nations rose and fell, a question echoed through time. What if the rules that guide human life did not come from human wisdom, but from God Himself? As the darkness fades, a vast desert awakens at dawn. The wind moves gently across the sand, and ancient memories seem to rise with the light. In the distance stands Mount Sinai, quiet, massive, and waiting. This mountain would soon become the meeting place between heaven and earth. After centuries of slavery in Egypt, the people of Israel were finally free. They walked through the wilderness with hope in their hearts and uncertainty in their steps. Families gathered, children laughed, elders rested by firelight at night. Freedom had been given, but freedom alone was not enough. Among them stood Moses, a man shaped by struggle, called by God, carrying a destiny larger than himself. Night after night, he looked toward Mount Sinai, sensing that something greater awaited. Freedom without direction leads to chaos. And so God called Moses to the mountain. Then, on the third day, everything changed. Dark clouds gathered over Mount Sinai. Thunder rolled across the sky. Lightning tore through the heavens. The mountain shook as if creation itself trembled in reverence. Fire descended upon the mountain, and thick smoke rose like a furnace. The presence of God had come down, not in human form, but in glory, power, and light. The people stepped back in fear. Mothers held their children close. Elders bowed their heads. They knew this was no ordinary moment. Moses stood at the base of the mountain, unshaken. Above him, divine light filled the sky. And then, silence. The kind of silence that comes before God speaks. Suddenly, light burst forth from Mount Sinai. Words were not written on paper or stone yet, but they filled the air. God spoke, and His voice carried authority, truth, and love. I am the Lord your God. There would be no other gods, no divided hearts. Idols, crafted by human hands, were nothing before Him. They would crumble into dust. God's name would not be spoken lightly, for it carried holiness and power. And one day each week would be set apart, a Sabbath, time to rest and remember the Creator. Families were called to honor one another. Life was declared sacred. Truth was commanded. Justice was established. Greed, violence, lies, and selfish desire were forbidden. These were not merely rules, they were boundaries of love, a mirror of God's character, a guide showing humanity how to love God and how to love one another. Then came the moment unlike any other. From divine light, stone tablets formed. Fire engraved words upon them, not by human hands, but by the finger of God Himself. The laws of heaven were now written into history. Moses received the tablets with awe. His face reflected the glow of God's presence as he descended the mountain. The people watched in wonder. They were no longer wandering without direction. The 10 Commandments became the foundation of justice, morality, and faith. They shaped nations, guided hearts, and echoed through generations. Time moved forward. Deserts turned into cities. Tents became homes. Yet the message remained. Thousands of years have passed, but these words still speak. They still guide. They still call humanity back to God. The laws written by God's finger were never meant only for stone tablets. They were meant to be written on the human heart. And for those who listen, their light has never faded.